basketball coach of the Green Bulldogs. My man, Paul Wackerly, joining us here on the Sam Bourquin Show. Coach Wack, good afternoon, and congratulations. Good to have you back on the sidelines.
Yeah, well, thanks, Sam. I got to be nuts, maybe, or maybe not. I don't know. But, I get a lot of feedback different ways, so, yeah. But I'm back, and I'm excited about it.
Okay, gotta ask, when did the wheels start turning for this possible return?
So tomorrow I am going to meet some of the kids.
Okay.
I had an ex-player that's a principal there at the middle school. It was Kristen Ross.
Okay.
She played for me at Hoover in the year 2000 when we had a really, really good team. And she went on to play in college. And then there's another girl named Erica Rook that he was a gym teacher at Hoover, and she used to play at Manchester. Her dad was a very good coach over there. And I got to meet her over at Hoover, and she helped me a year there actually. And the other ones that kind of let me know this was like opening up and, seeing if I would be interested. So I got to say, I did go over and I met with the principal, Cindy Brown. I met with Eric Musey. I met with Stacy. Jeff and Elena. So Jeff Miller and Elena Nemec. I got a chance to meet with them and talk to them. And I really enjoyed my conversation with their administration. There's some really, really good people over there that are really, I think that school is moving in the right direction. That leadership there, in my opinion, when I walked out was like really impressive. So that's what kind of locked me in, like thinking, you got to work for these people. They're really good. And I even met the Jason Bryant, which is the head of their youth, and their youth is really big there now. I mean, they have grown it like crazy. I know there's a Heather Wechter too, but I didn't meet her yet. But I'm going to meet her. But I remember just meeting them, and when I walked out talking from them, I just thought to myself, man, there's some really good people at this school right now.
Oh yeah,
so,
no doubt.
I'm excited.
Yeah, Eric Musey, and I've known Eric for quite a while. I think he's one of the best. He's one of the best, and not just in the Federal League, but I think all of Ohio as far as getting things done, getting things moved, making things happen. Communication. I don't think there's many better than him. So I know you're gonna love that relationship there. So was this something, Paulie, that you were looking for, or just one of those opportunities that kind of presented themselves? Was it somewhere in the middle? What was that like?
Well, it was such a weird thing because the coach done a really good job there. And she decided that she was going to go back home, which is down I think towards Georgia somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't from this area. So she stepped down in June, like in the middle of June, which is late, for, because all the summer stuff's going on. And it opened up just kind of like a freak thing. And like I said, Krista and then Erica Rook reached out to me right away. And then I just got to meet some people, and we talked a couple times. And even Mitch Donaldson, on the first time he was even there, which, his father played at Aquinas, and I was at Aquinas, so I know Frank real well. So it was good to see Mitch there because Mitch is going to do a really good job too. But yeah, I just think they've done a really good job, and I just think that it was just a freak thing. I mean, I didn't expect it. I didn't think I was going to be coaching this year again, and so the door opened up, and I was really, going to be picky about it. I knew that, but after I met the people I met, I was like, man, these people are really good.
Because we had talked around the time that you were going into the Hall of Fame, and I didn't really get the feeling or thought that you're probably going to be coaching this coming year and be on the lookout for some stuff. I really didn't get that vibe, and I was a little surprised when I found out, but very happy because I know Green's got a great coach, and you win everywhere you go, and you win at a high level, and you get people to buy in, and you get more out of them, and I think it's going to be a great situation for you. Obviously, the Federal League inside and out. What's the first couple things when you meet the girls that you're gonna tell them what you expect, and just kind of see where they're at with everything?
Yeah, I'm just going to let them know that hey, we're going to really enjoy this. We're going to learn. We're going to enjoy learning, and we're going to enjoy team chemistry stuff. I mean, my leadership. That's what I've always been known for. I'm known for all 5 players to be involved. I'm not known for like a 1-player type thing. And it's going to be fun to teach them some new ways of playing, because I've never really had. We're kind of positionless. We don't really have a point guard, off guard, forward. All the kids, we try to get them to play in a different way. So, I mean, I'm excited for it because there's some seniors that I know about because I remember, seeing them play. Of course, I was around a couple years ago. I remember they were sophomores at that time, but I watched some games last year. I saw some of Green's games, and I said there's a Brooklyn girl I know is a good player. There's another girl named Brooke. And Armani's another one. Armani, I actually got to meet and talk to her a little bit, and just from talking to her, like her eye contact when she was talking to me, and that. She just said that there's just something about her. I just thought, there's some good kids here that I think are going to be willing to play very hard. And, I don't know what we're going to do because I never was a guy that walked in and talked about wins and losses. But we're going to work really hard and get better every day. That's what we're going to try. That's what I've always done. Every day is going to be another day, and the next day has to be better than yesterday. And we're just going with that philosophy. I'm excited to meet a lot because I know the middle school has some really good teams. And some really good young kids coming up too. So, hey, I think it's just fun to try to rebuild. I like rebuilding more than I do maintaining. Actually, I get a lot of the programs I've been at. I mean, we get to a level. I mean, it's high. I mean, it's statewide. I mean, we get to that point, and it's hard to maintain. I think it is, at least. It's how my personality is. But rebuilding, I love going in when people don't think they're going to be anything and just to rebuild it. I've always done that. I've always enjoyed it. And I've been lucky, up to this point.
Well, sounds like this is another one of those perfect opportunities for you. We are joined by Paul Wackerly, the new head girls basketball coach at Green High School. Kind enough to join us here on the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN. You can watch and listen on all of our social media platforms and, of course, the Q92 radio page on YouTube. Paul, since Green entered the Federal League, and they had some hiccups in all their sports, but you know what? I think at this point, they're in a great spot with just about every one of their sports that they have varsity playing, boys, girls. I don't care if it's football, basketball. I don't care what it is, girls basketball, tennis, baseball. They're there, and they're getting better. And they're always trying to get better, looking for new and bigger and better ways to do things. And of course, the boys basketball program, with Coach Kinsley was just, they knocked it out of the park. And now Spot's up there taking over, and he's going to do great things. Their support system, their fans that follow and support and show up. Man, what a diamond this could be for you.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited about it because I know they're growing, and their principal, Cindy Brown, is a very good lady. I mean, I got to meet her and talk to her a couple of times, and she really cares. So, I can't. I just think the people they have in place, from the superintendent to the assistant and down, and then into the athletic department and the principal. I mean, I've been to a lot of places, Sam, and there's always been some pieces here and there. And Hoover for a little bit there with Joe Eaton and Mike Lean and those guys. I mean, it was a solid, really group of people for a while there, and it makes a difference. But yeah, this is the feeling I got. I mean, I haven't had that feeling for a while, but I mean, I do have this feeling now that these people are really doing something here, and it's and Green, is. Anytime you come to the Federal League, it's a learning curve, man. I mean, but you start catching up and you start realizing you either start getting better or you know what? It's not going to be good.
That's right.
So you have no choice. I mean, after a while, you get beat up, you get tired of it, right? So, and I think they are at that point. And I think Eric Musey up there is, he's a competitor. I mean, look at the high school, how good he was in baseball and football and that. So, yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I wasn't sure I was going to get back in it after, when I got the Hall of Fame, I thought it was a good way of going out, actually. And, and my son, Brett, as you know, Sam, he thinks I'm nuts.
Oh, yeah.
But, he's supporting it. Yeah. Him and my daughter-in-law, Kristen, they're both looking at me cross-eyed like, what the heck are you doing?
Hey, I know there's a young lady out in Vegas right now. I think she thinks you're a little nuts, too.
Oh yeah. She said that
she's listening.
Oh yeah, she's listening. Trust
she's listening. I know.
Oh yeah, but she's always my biggest supporter. That girl, I mean, she loves me coaching. She does.
Yeah. Oh,
And
that's funny.
I think she's getting excited too. But yeah, this one wasn't. I don't think she was as keen to start off, but I think she's into it because she knows I really like doing it. And I'm not retired yet, Sam, so I'm not traveling in the winter and all that. So it's just, I think it's healthy. You stay around the young ladies and you watch kids grow. I said, I think it's just great to do that, make them champions in life.
Hey, and you do it better than anybody. Coach Paul Wackerly is our guest here on the Sam Bourquin Show. So since you've been doing this, and I guess I'll go all the way back to Hoover and maybe even a little bit before that, and then we'll come here full circle 2025. What has been the biggest change or biggest changes in girls high school basketball since you've been involved in it?
Well, the numbers have decreased, so you don't have freshman teams. You don't see them anywhere in our league or anywhere, and even like some JV teams are struggling too now. And Green even had that situation happen the last couple of years here. Their JV was kind of, they played half, 2 quarters only because they didn't have the kids. But I think that's happening. But and I think parents are more involved than they were in years past. I think that I think they're more involved of having an opinion more so. And I think you just got to handle those situations, But if you do things right, I mean, you should be okay. But yeah, it's a little harder. I mean, it's a little harder to make sure everything, because see, back in the day, Sam, as you know, when we grew up, like our parents didn't have nothing to say. I mean, you could coach, and that's it.
That's it.
I mean, that's how and that's just how it was, right? But today, the parents are involved in their kids a lot more, which I'm not saying it's wrong. Maybe our parents should have been that way. I don't know, but I do know that you just got to include your parents, and you have to be able to be willing to talk to them and let them know here's the picture I see, here's the weaknesses I see, and I think be honest. I mean, just be very truthful, and I think through truth, trust comes. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
so I mean that's how I try to do it. I think a lot of people try to keep parents out of it, and I don't know that's the best idea anymore. I think they have to know too, and so I try to do those discussions with parents and player together. I don't have meetings with them separate, and I think that's helped me, stay in the game and do things. But communication it's so much more important today than it was 20 years ago, for sure.
You just mentioned a little bit ago about, you're not a wins and losses guy when you go into startups. You want everybody to work hard and pay attention, follow the rules and things like that. Paul, what are your expectations? What do you think they'll be, at least for the first couple of years for you?
Good. They're going to be good. I don't know if they're going to be good with wins and losses, but I know that they're going to be good with feeling good about themselves, their self-esteem. I think they're going to, they're going to play hard because most of my teams do, because they buy in quick, and we're going to enjoy it. We're not going to be practicing to win games. We're going to be practicing to improve individually and as a team. And you just take all those kids and you put it together and you just go on the floor and see what happens. But next day, you come back and you do better than what you did yesterday. And so, I mean, I've always been that way. I never even knew when I had my 100 career win, 200 career. I mean, I can remember sitting in games and all of a sudden people would come out with balloons or something at 300, then 400, and I'd be sitting there like, what are they doing? Then I, my scorekeeper has been with me my whole life, is Dave Pirro.
Right.
He'd be at the score table. He goes, hey, by the way, it's your 400 today. Because I never paid attention to it. I just never have, and I won't, because it's not what I know I win a lot. I think a lot of people think that, but it's not, because I definitely am there for the kids to improve. I want them to be champions in a lot of things, when they go to school. I mean, have discipline on certain things to be, I don't want them just in basketball, but, in life, I want them to really grow. And I stay in contact with a lot of my players. I mean, all these years, I mean, I have so many. I care about. I tell them all the time, you play for me for a lifetime.
That's right.
I'm there. I mean, and that's how I am, and they know that. So, sometimes you can coach a little harder that way too when they know you care. I mean, it's if you have the trust, I mean, you can do a lot of things. So I mean, that's just how I do it, at least.
Well, yeah, and I think I went through it as a player with coaches I had, and I know a lot of athletes have been through the same thing. And you come home and say, hey, Mom, Dad, coach was really on me today. And you know what they always said? Hey, if he didn't care about you, he probably wouldn't yell at you. He's trying to make you better. So
Right.
be thankful it's not apathetic. Be thankful he's getting after you a little bit because he cares. And that's what we should all.
Noticed. It's good to be noticed because that's how you improve.
Absolutely. Well, I guess you go back into the closet and try to find some black and orange again, huh?
Yeah, exactly right. Life's full circles.
That's right. That's right.
Wish, I just wish my man Joe Eaton was still around.
Yeah.
He would be so happy right now because he was such a great fan of mine, and he's helped me so many things that he's done for me up to this point. I just wish he was around, but I know he's watching, and I know he's smiling. He's there.
Absolutely.
There he goes again.
There it is. That's right. There he goes. Now I got to keep track of him again.
Oh
my God.
Yeah.
Coach, I really appreciate you coming on. Congratulations. You're one of the all-time best. You're a Hall of Famer, and now you're going to do Hall of Fame things with Green High School. Thanks again, and best of luck, and we'll catch up with you here down the road.
Yeah, I expect you and Lee to be on the sideline in a couple of games. Don't be dogging me, sir. you show respect over Green. Now, come on.
I'll be there.
All right.
Just take me to Papa Bears. I'll be there.
I'll take care of you. Don't worry about
All right. We're good.
All right.
Thanks, Paulie. There he goes.
Bye.
Paul Wackerly, the new head coach of the Green Bulldogs. And I'm excited. He's excited. Everybody should be excited because they'll be winning before you know.